Today we are getting pointlessly nostalgic over weird 80s t-shirts. We're going to go over a bunch of them, two specific intellectual properties that we're going to be covering, and I had some of these shirts, so I'm not really ashamed to say it though, because if I had them today I'd still wear them. All right, this is the first one. I actually had this shirt. This is a Buckwheat shirt. We're going to see a bunch of Buckwheat shirts. Buckwheat had this real renaissance in the actually like mid 80s to the mid 90s. So not just the late 80s, but he had about a decade. This weird run. The Little Rascals, our gang, always popular, and in the 80s had kind of like a lot of popularity running on television. There was a lot of running them, the Three Stooges. There kind of was like this nostalgia thing at that point in time, which today we still have it, but then they were looking back nostalgically at things from like the 30s. I remember getting a Mae West cup at Arby's. So, I mean, we were throwing things back. And so I had this shirt, Buckwheat, Catch a Wave. Just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. They just took Buckwheat. They took a picture of Buckwheat, photoshopped him onto a surfboard. Somebody gave me this for my birthday one year, and I wore it a lot. It was authorized. Some of these shirts are not, but this one had the Little Rascals logo on there. And also, I remember it being almost like puffy, where you could feel the pattern of his shirt. So the Buckwheat Catch a Wave shirt is the first one. Let's go to number 2. Buck's Gym. These were, like parodies, but they didn't really try very hard. All right, what's the next one? Buckbow. I mean, this one doesn't even, it's like when the name doesn't work, I mean, I feel like there probably was maybe even a better character. Like maybe there's and just put Bo at the end of a name. That doesn't make it Rambo, but it's Buckwheat. It's so Stallone's body, I'm guessing, and they just changed the hue on it. You can see that Little Rascals logo there in the corner next to Buckbow. All right, let's see the next one. What is this? What does this even say? Okay, it's just Buckwheat, and then it says the rolls is Otay. This was the other thing. Buckwheat had this experience. Everything's Otay, and so they used it a lot. I don't know why Buckwheat was the one that everybody latched onto. I did have a shirt with all of the Little Rascals on it, but I don't ever remember seeing ones that were just Spanky. And I would love a Spanky shirt, but they were all into Buckwheat. Buckwheat was great. He had passed away at this point, and there was the fake Buckwheat controversy that was on, I want to say 2020 or 60 Minutes. If you go back and watch my 50 crazy facts video, that is in there, and you can learn about that. But yeah, not a great shirt, just another Photoshop, but hey. How about this? Okay, so now we've got some alfalfa. Dum de dum dum, and it says Bucknet. Again, we're just putting Buckwheat into. I mean, it's like so. It says just the facts. Otay. I mean, I don't. There's no joke. Going surfing is Otay. Everything's Otay. The Buck Beats. All right, this one I like a little better. The Buck Beats. Instead of the Beatles, I'm guessing, we've got 4 Buckwheats. All right. This one's just like a CD, Buckwheats, like greatest hits or whatever. I zoomed in to see the jokes on this. They're not any good. There's like nothing funny. They just list songs that either were popular or like one of them is like 3 Times a Lady. One of them is like When I'm Calling You. They're just songs. They just put a bunch of songs on there. I don't get it. Buckwheat say, born in the USA, Otay. So now he's Bruce Springsteen. Born in the USA, it's Otay. All right. Oh, God. So this is Max Headroom. So for those of you that don't remember this time period, this was the first computer-generated robot AI character, which was really just a guy in a studio with makeup. Matt Frewer played Max Headroom. He would say like if Max Headroom said something, he'd be like, "Why don't you leave?" So I guess the o tay at the top is a reference to that. And then instead of Max Headroom, it's Buck Headroom, because that's what they do. That's how they do these shirts. Buckwheat's Pink Flamingo Club. All right, I like this one. I don't know if the Pink Flamingo Club is a reference to an Our Gang or Little Rascal shorts. I haven't seen all of them. I've seen a lot of them, though. I've been slowly ticking off the silent ones that I hadn't seen, because some of those are lost. So some of those I'll never get to see. And then some of the silent ones were not exactly lost, but they were never really released, so they exist, and they keep popping up every now and then on YouTube. And so, yeah, the Buckwheat Pink Flamingo shirt, it's all right. Here's one instead of, I think I remember a different one of these that said Buckwheaties, but this one just says Buckwheats, which is you know, it's a cereal box. Breakfast of Champions. And at the top, instead of saying like Kellogg, says Otay. What is going on here? So this is, have you met my grandma Buckwheat? So now I want to try to, I think I know what this is a reference to, though, but it looks like, you know, Buckwheat's Dress as a Woman and Slam Dunk. And Michael Jordan had some commercials where he played his own grandma, and I think this is exactly the look. I think like the dress, the hat is all what Michael Jordan wore. So I think the gag is that Buckwheat is doing the same thing, I guess. So they're ripping off somebody else. So that's what they're doing. That's the way. Oh, the Buckwheat Boys. You got to fight for your right to party. So this is supposed to be like the Beastie Boys. One of them has a shirt that says "Party is Otay," right? Party Otay. But then it just says you got to fight for your right to party. They didn't even change it. They even say like fighting for your right to party is Otay. Yeah. Okay, now we got some alfalfa again. Buckwheat, and Buckwheat's getting top billing over alfalfa. That was a long time coming. Buckwheats and alfalfa. So this is supposed to be like Bartles and James Premium Wine Cooler. And then it says, "Thank you for your fine support." Now, I remember these commercials very well. It was two old men. They'd stand on the porch and be like, "We make it with fresh ingredients or whatever. We're Bartles and James, and we thank you for your support." And it was two old men. They weren't the real Bartles and James. They just kind of picked two actors and pretended they were them. But I don't remember them saying your fine support, although they could have. So if that's an addition, it doesn't make any sense. If that was the catchphrase, then they did nothing. They changed it in no way. So either they changed it and it's not funny, or but I don't know. All right. Buckwheat, he's just riding a skateboard. Buckwheat, and now he's in Top Gun. I should have done this earlier. Just zip through them. Buckwheat, and it says Rascal Raisins, and he's holding the California. So we have merged the California Raisins with Buckwheat, and that means it's time to go into California Raisin shirts. I remember California Raisin shirts being so the Buckwheat shirts you would see at flea markets, and even though some of those were authorized, you'd see fake knockoff ones all the time. Knockoff t-shirts were such a big thing back then. I remember, like, if you got a thread, you'd have to cut it off, because if you pulled that thread, your whole sleeve would fall off. Those shirts were so cheap, and like you'd buy one, you'd be like, "Oh, I want to get a shirt with a big Gucci logo or an Izod logo or a Nike logo or whatever," or probably Adidas. I feel like Adidas was the one you would have gotten it. But sometimes you'd get it and you'd put it on, the shirt would go like this. Like you'd be like, "Wow, this shirt doesn't want to sit here. It's something about how they sewed it. It wants to go over here." I spent many a day going, just trying to pull my shirt back. But here, let the good times roll with the California Raisins. I heard it through the grapevine. I remember a lot of shirts like this with the California Raisins, but they would put at the bottom, and this would be at the flea market, they'd put the name of the town that you were in. So like we would go on vacation to Daytona Beach, and they would have a shirt like this. So it'd be like, "I heard it through the grapevine in Daytona Beach," or just Daytona Beach at the bottom. And then people were like, "Well, I need a Daytona Beach shirt," and I love those raisins. All right. California Raisins vacation. That's it. They're on vacation, and you're commemorating it with your shirt. it looks like one of the raisins, the one in the forefront, and they all have names, by the way. I don't remember them, but they all do. The one in the foreground, he's got a bucket of raisins. So he's eating raisins. The California Raisins on tour. Wait, sold out. Sold out. Look, sold out. All those cities are sold out. Dallas is over there. Dallas looks like it's not sold out. So you can go to Dallas, but you can't. You go to any of the other stops, sold out. And they don't even put the arenas. They sold out the whole state. There's nobody. You're not allowed in. California Raisins hang 10. That's good. California Raisins beach party. Look at them. They're on the beach. There's palm trees. Looks like they're hitting around the volleyball. They're having a beach party. I love a beach party. It's not much different than their vacation. So far, we never get California Raisins do their taxes, or California Raisins have to wait around for the phone company to come out to fix the phone line, or something else boring. California Raisins always doing fun stuff, always having a beach party. Let's see what's next. California Raisins, Raisin Hell. So this looks like almost the same picture as the beach party, but now they're raising hell. I mean, these guys are raising. Luckily, no one else is on the beach to have hell raised upon them, because these raisins. I mean, they're raising hell right now. You don't want to be around. So everybody else is left. One of them has passed out, and the other one's got a beer. They're drinking some beer. They're raising hell out there on the beach. The sporty raisins. So we've got 4 different California raisins on one shirt. This is the type I probably would have picked, because I'm like, oh, there's a lot going on. I need more stuff on my shirt. The rowdy raisins. Oh my God, all my rowdy raisins are coming over tonight. Sunshine Company with the California Raisins. There they are. Playing the bowl of raisins. You could use this for the big game. Don't say the Super Bowl. You can call it the bowl of raisins, though. That's acceptable. I like that. Play in the bowl of raisins. What's next? Bathtub raisin? Is this a thing? As I lived through this time period, I don't remember bathtub racing being something, but they're bathtub raisin. Okay. All right. Strike up some fun. Strike up some fun with those California Raisins. They're going bowling. The California Raisins. They didn't rent shoes, though. They're all wearing tennis shoes. I'm sorry. Raising a ruckus Southern style. Oh, a Southern style ruckus. Oh man, I would enjoy a delicious plate of Southern ruckus right now. Back to the Future. Okay. Back to the Future. I guess that's a good place to leave it. It's what? Return to the Raisins? What is it? Return to the Grapevine? Where are they going with this? I don't know. All I know is that it's Otay. And if you thought this video was Otay, please click like below, send it to a friend, and I'll see you next time.